Welcome, everybody, to our Roseville Joint Union High School District Board meeting for April 23rd. Looks like it's going to be our longest board meeting of the year for those of you who haven't read the agenda. Just kidding. It will not be that long. Yeah, I could see Becky there wondering, did I forget to read something? First, we'll do roll call. We're all here, so that's good. Do we have a motion to approve the board agenda for tonight?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The board did not have closed session today, so there's no closed session report. Our next item is announcement of meeting protocols. We enjoy having people here to join us and address the board. You'll have a couple different opportunities to address the board. If you'd like to speak to us on an item not on the agenda, then we'll have public comment, item 3.7. Just fill out one of these cards if you could so we can call you. If we have less than 10, like we do now, you'll be afforded 3 minutes to speak. If we have 10 or more, then you'll be afforded 1.5 minutes to speak. You'll also have an opportunity to speak on every agenda item if you choose to. The same rules will apply as far as times, and we do also ask you to fill out a card if you'd like to speak at any of those times. We do ask that you use civility and courteous language when addressing the board. The board does not condone the use of profanity, vulgar language, gestures, or any other inappropriate behavior, including personal attacks or threats directed towards any meeting participant or district employee. If you have a complaint about a specific employee or employees of the district, those should be made to that employee's immediate supervisor or the school site principal as outlined in our board policies and administrative regulations. As always, our meetings are audio, video recorded, streamed, and archived. Next, we're going to get into our reports and communications. I've asked Tiffany to read our board expectations, please.
Okay, our board expectations. Prepare all students for life, college, and career. High-quality academic opportunities for all students. Support student academic success. Engage in partnership with families and the community. The school is a welcoming, safe environment that serves as the center of student learning, activities, athletics, and performing arts. Promote a sense of community in our schools and the surrounding areas. Utilize effective governance and business practices. Remain open, transparent, and accountable to the community, and serve as an employer of choice with the highest quality teachers and staff.
Thank you very much. We're now going to move into our board reports. Since I always start that direction, we're going to start this direction today and start with Carrie.
So the last couple weeks, I've had the opportunity to attend Granite Bay High School, and Mr. Sloan showed us around, Ms. Caruso and I showed us around the math department. It was fantastic to talk to our math teachers over there, especially Mrs. Ferris, which I used to work with her, ironically, but she told me all about the leadership pyramid that they utilize there and how teamwork and courageous conversations is what she really thinks leads to success. So that was pretty powerful. I loved a lot of her ideas. And then today I was able to visit Antelope High School and with Mrs. Cutts, and we had some great visits to EL classrooms, which is fantastic. Mrs. Kersey looks like she has developed a fantastic program. Watching students work in centers was fantastic. And then also, we just happened to get a little bit of early news that one of our Antelope students, Jaspreet Soda, ended up getting a $41,000 a year scholarship to UC Berkeley, which means she has hardly anything out of pocket, and she's going to be majoring in neuroscience. So fantastic to hear this time of year, and we're really proud of her. That was great.
Wonderful. Heidi?
My last couple weeks have been really light. I actually got to just meet with a couple teachers, got to meet with you, and then looking forward next week to visiting Roseville High for the play, The Addams Family. So it's something we always look forward to. And I need to get back on the schedule for school tours. I had cycled through all of them, and so I need to start again. So that's about all.
All right. Tiffany?
Okay, so I was able to go to West Park and see your play there, which is called Urinetown. And I will say the acting and the singing were incredible. I was so impressed with the acting and the singing, the costuming, the set design. There was a tremendous participation. I believe 60 students is what they said. And there was just a lot of school pride, and that was a lot of fun to see. I don't know that I'd necessarily recommend that play again, but I thought it was a wonderful, loved seeing the kids, incredible. I also had the opportunity to attend the Crystal Apple Awards, which is sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and their students who are members of that faith in the Granite Bay area submit the names of teachers that they love and would like to receive the award. And three teachers from Granite Bay were honored. Robert Beltrami, who I believe is math, is that correct? Okay. Tamara Givens, who's student government, and Gerald Law, who's business. And the students who nominated them also gave a presentation and talked about why they appreciated that teacher so much. And I really, really enjoyed hearing that, and also enjoyed hearing the teachers thank their administration and Principal Sloan for what he has done. So that was great to hear. I loved it. It was great to see families and students celebrating our teachers.
Thank you. Marla?
My couple weeks were fairly straightforward. I met with Greg Sloan and Joe and John, and I managed to hit our last SILT meeting for the year as well. So, and the last one for Jen Layton. So, yes, thanks.
Great. Well, I had the pleasure of attending the Crystal Awards with Tiffany. They, in their poor judgment, they asked me to speak, but I spoke, so that was good. Lindsay, our former student board member, was one of the students who nominated a teacher. And watching all the students, but especially Lindsay, since we know her, it was so great to see just how incredibly articulate our students are. Just hearing them speak and be able to get their thoughts across much better than we do oftentimes, and it's just wonderful to see them. I was able to go to West Park for the accreditation meeting with WASC and get to meet with the committee and talk with them a little bit. Had a meeting with several of the SROs talking about just in general kind of how they see things happening in our district and with our schools. I went to Oakmont. We had a great event with the Placer County Registrar of Voters does voter information days and voter registration drives with our students at all the schools in the county. And they usually have one representative from each political party to kind of give the very opposing viewpoints to the students. And then they have one elected official attend, and that's the role I attended. And it was great to see. I'll tell you that the kids at Oakmont are not shy about their comments on political issues. So it was really, really great also to see how passionate those students are on some of the issues that are facing them and our country. And then had a great event with some folks from Pathways, a little get together and get to know each other event. I appreciate the time you guys spent with me, and I think that's about all I've done. I've just been really busy at my day job. This is our last week of school at the university, so I'm looking forward to not having to do that so I can spend more time doing stuff around here. And with that, we're going to transition to our student board reports, and either of you can go first.
So Antelope High School recently just had their Battle of the Titans Spirit Week, where our sophomores and seniors will go against our freshmen and our juniors, and our theme was Harry Potter. It was amazing between Slytherin and Gryffindor, and we chose to do Powder Puff. It went absolutely amazing. We had over 500 people in attendance. Go seniors for winning that game. We had food trucks. It was a great community event, and a lot of people showed up and just really had a great time and made the most of the night. We had our rally, and we had our former Antelope High School student, but currently NFL player Elijah Dodson make an appearance as a rally judge. And everyone was so excited to have him there and to see him. And that rally was one of the best rallies Antelope has had in so long. It was just so much hype and just so much culture and community that we're really trying to bring back, especially after the COVID years. Some events coming up. We have our play, Something Rotten, from through our drama program this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Our drama program's been working really, really hard on it, and if anyone can go, tickets are for sale on GoFan right now. Next, we have our prom on May 11th, and our theme is Great Gatsby. I am so excited. I personally am able to help plan that event, and I just cannot wait to see all of the things that are getting put together and it to be executed. And then our very last dance show of the year is coming up. It is going to be on May 16th, 17th, and 18th. I highly, highly recommend, if you guys can go, to please show up. It is an amazing event. All the grades get to participate. It's obviously a sad one for Antelope, but it is so much fun. But tickets sell out fast, so you guys got to keep your eye on it.
So Wood Creek's kind of been a bit on the same path, speaking about in-school rivalries. We've had our Tournament of the Timberwolves rally, which was fun. And then speaking about other spirit stuff, we are also looking forward to having our Spring Fever event, which is kind of like an extended lunch spirit event where a bunch of clubs and a bunch of different groups on campus get to do a bunch of spirited things. So we're looking forward to that. We also have a bunch of spirit days coming up. So overall, definitely all out with the spring spirit. And then we also have our dances coming up. And we also just had our junior prom, and we're looking forward into our senior ball. Outside of that, we also have a couple awards things in this time. Seniors are committing to schools, and we also have our senior AMAs, our Academic Merit Awards, which is to recognize all the seniors and high achieving students within our graduating class. And we also had an EL award ceremony just yesterday, basically just celebrating students that were reclassified. So that was also great to attend. It was pretty fun to congratulate people with that. And then speaking of the voter registration drives, just today I'm taking AP Gov right now, and so just today we had the mayor and 2 political party members come in, so that was a super fun thing that I got to do in class today. Outside of this, we have a couple performances coming up and that have just passed. Our drama program, or our drama program just presented Radium Girls, which was so fun to watch. Unfortunately, it has ended, but take my word for it, you guys. It was great. But in case you guys missed that, we also have 2 other performances from other performing arts groups. Our dance program is performing, I think, like late May-ish. And then we also have our commercial music program, so student bands performing really soon as well, early May. And then all of our different sports teams have been doing really well. I know boys tennis won first in league, and a couple other groups, I think softball, boys volleyball, and then a couple other groups are still pushing forward, but are currently first and second in league, so that's great. And then our speech and debate program also just went to states, so that was really fun too. So yeah, all around pretty good.
Wonderful. Thank you both. All right, now on to our superintendent and cabinet reports.
Yeah, real quick, just want to reinforce what Pete said. West Park had their accreditation visit and it went really, really well. Once again, we met with the committee and then had a couple people asked if we had job openings. So it's kind of our best marketing is just to have an accreditation visit, and people want to work at the schools they're visiting. So congratulations to West Park on a successful visit. And the AMA season has begun. I got to attend my first as a parent. It was really weird sitting in the bleachers. I have never seen that view before. So it was kind of nice and relaxing, but really awkward to have that view. You never got to sit in the bleachers for any event. So that was kind of neat to do. And it is the season now, so if any of the board members would like to attend, Kim can give you that schedule. They're fun. There's the juniors, then we have our senior ones a little bit later, but you could pick any of the schools from like Wood Creek Desert's outside. It's kind of this real comfortable thing, and there's a lot of different kind of characteristics to each of our schools' award nights. So I would encourage you, if possible, to attend there, and then right around the corner is our graduations. So again, check the schedule, work with Kim if you want to remember which ones you're going to, but they will be here in 6 weeks. So it's around the corner. So that's all I have.
Okay, I have just a few updates in the world of student services. We are excited that each of our comprehensive sites are going to be receiving portable AED units. We've been working really hard to add to our fixed units that we do have mounted at all of our school sites. But we are going to be giving our athletic trainers all a portable AED to access for quicker needs, and that could travel with the athletic trainer to different areas on the fields and save precious time when it comes to saving a life. So those will be distributed later. We have the AEDs, we're just waiting on the official backpacks to put them in, but we'll be getting those to all of our comprehensive sites. Also, just as summer is rapidly approaching, we've got a lot of students that move into getting jobs, and we need to process their work permits. And so I just wanted to make it the announcement that work permits are processed at summer school, which is Oakmont High School, and they'll be processed from June 10th through July 3rd at Oakmont High School during the summer school office hours. And then there's always a little bit of confusion, but once summer school is over, then we process the work permits here at the district office through August 5th. And then they go back to the sites. So it kind of just moves around, but we want to make sure all of our students have opportunities for summer jobs and getting those work permits processed. I also want to mention that Student Services is hosting a parent night tonight at West Park. It's actually on vaping. So there's a lot of resources that are going to be provided for parents, and we're actually having students there to talk about their unique perspectives on vaping as well. So that's happening tonight across town at West Park. We've had a few things mentioned as far as student activities, but there is a band concert next Thursday at Oakmont. So if you're interested in that, May 2nd. And then, of course, the Addams Family Musical. I wanted to mention that at Roseville High. That starts this week. And it runs through next week, next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as well. And then Antelope has their big spring art show next Tuesday, April 30th, from 6 to 8 in their library. So a few activities if you are interested in seeing more of our great kids. Thank you.
Great, too.
All right, just a quick few updates from Education Services. First of all, I want to echo our superintendent's words. I, too, attended West Park's Academic Merit Awards as a parent, and just a really nice job, Becky and team over at West Park. The largest group, just for the record, were those double gold students who received an academic award for achieving over 4.0 student, or who are over 4.0 students for the junior. So congratulations to West Park faculty, staff, and Becky and team over there. Last Wednesday was our last LCAP Parent Advisory Group, or I should say Community Advisory Committee Group meeting. As you all know, throughout the year, we've hosted our advisory committee team to provide for us a deep study of our data and then to give us advice as well as input on what the needs are for our students in our committee, in our community. And so our staff has been able to gather their feedback throughout the year, and we are in the process of completing our LCAP for your review at the second May board meeting, where you'll hear our public hearing with regards to our LCAP. So thank you to all of our advisory committee members who have participated throughout the year, and thank you to Jen Layton and Lisa Stanley and everybody in curriculum instruction for leading that effort. Thursday of last week, we collaborated with Roseville City School District and Eureka Union School District with their world language teachers, specifically their Spanish language teachers and our Spanish language teachers. We are trying to be more intentional with our collaboration with our feeder school districts in different contents, but in this particular case, to writing and conducting and administering world language assessments so that we can appropriately place our Spanish students as they take Spanish in our high school district. So thank you to our world language, specifically Spanish teachers, for your work, and thank you to our Roseville City School District and our Eureka Union School District teachers for supporting and collaborating with us. And then finally, last Friday, we rolled out our first day of Building Thinking Classroom Professional Development with our principals and our consultant, Chase, over at Building Thinking Classrooms. Thank you to our principals for leaning in and asking deep questions and for engaging in those non-curricular activities as well as content-specific activities all around those 14 high-leverage pedagogical practices as according to Peter's research. So, and that will be it for Ed Services.
Joe.
Just one update for you guys. Today was actually Bus Driver Appreciation Day. So it was, Brad and I were able to head down to the bus yard. And during brunch time, we had a little brunch with our bus drivers in between their routes today. And it was a fun time just to celebrate and show our appreciation for all of our bus drivers. They were able to get, a number of them got awards for having safe driving records of like 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So it was really kind of a cool thing to be able to celebrate our bus drivers who keep our kids safe and get them to and from school. So that's it.
Brad.
And I'm not one to pass up free breakfast, especially biscuits and gravy. Should have been there, Pete. To continue the celebration, tomorrow is Administrative Professionals Day, and it's important to recognize and celebrate the hard work of our secretaries, our administrative assistants, and other office professionals for their vital contributions that they make on a daily basis at our schools, our departments, and here at the district office. We couldn't do all that we do without their support. We have some really outstanding administrative professionals in our district. So tomorrow, I'm in HR, so I'm not going to say hug your secretary, but I am going to say thank your secretary, thank your administrative professionals. Make sure that they know how much you appreciate them.
Thank you. Our next item is committee reports. I don't think either committee has had any meetings, so we'll jump right into the Natalie report, RSCA.
No report today.
Whoa, no report. We like that. All right. Not that we don't like hearing from you, but you know. Yes. She knows how much I like her. All right. Open forum or public comment. I have 6. Any more? Okay. No cheating and bringing me a bunch after I give you 3 minutes. So we'll have 3 minutes per speaker. Our first has 2 people on a card, so I guess that means you're going to share your time. Sienna and Elijah. I guess it's more than 2 speakers. Come on up. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is
Oh, wait, push the picture of the person on there. There you go.
Okay. Good evening. My name's Sienna Moffitt.
And I'm Elijah, and we are the presidents of our AVID Club at Roseville High School, and these are other fellow AVID students.
So we want to formally thank the school board and district leadership for supporting Roseville High School AVID. AVID's mission is to close the opportunity gap by preparing all students for college and career readiness and success.
And we are happy to announce that Roseville High School is just one of 200 schools across the nation and the only high school in Region 3 that continues as a national demonstration school, serving as a learning center for all of us. We are deeply thankful for opportunities that AVID has given us collectively and personally as we individually pursue our academic goals and careers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Our next speaker is going to be Alicia, followed by Mark. Alicia, come on up. Make sure you push the little icon of the person, and then you can just leave it on when you step away.
Hello. I have a son. He's a freshman at Antelope High School. He's a 3-sport athlete. He plays football, wrestling, and baseball, and he's currently in baseball right now. Nothing is offered for 9th grade PE. He gets out of class 3 times a week for games, and his grade's suffering because of PE. He's now has a C+, and he was on honor roll. And I've been back and forth, principal, and I haven't really got a resolution. I kind of just worried about future athletes and the rest of the school year for his grade, because I don't want his grade to suffer just because he's in sports. I know that there's certain allotted minutes that they have to make up, but Wednesday is the only time, 30 minutes, that he can make up 3 days missed during the week. So I just want to know if there's something that could be made for freshman athletes, because it sounds like there's stuff for sophomores and on, but nothing made for freshmen.
We'll have someone from our administration follow up with you. Okay?
And yeah, to add to that, something as simple as missing PE for high school sports doesn't seem like it should be this big of a problem and be affecting his grade. And so it seems something simple should be able to be fixed in order that other students aren't affected by this also.
And his time in sports doesn't count towards his hours. So
Yeah, we'll make sure you get follow up on that.
thank you.
All right, Mark, you're up. After Mark will be Mike.
Thank you, guys. Mark Andriotta, I teach at Roseville High School. I've been there the last 23 years. And as you can see, we have great students. However, I've been made aware that some people think we have some type of image problem, and I think that's getting translated into part of our issue right now in terms of a drop in enrollment. When I first started in the district, there had to be a very compelling reason for there to be an interdistrict transfer. And the mantra was we wanted to keep schools at 1,800 students because at that point, you can offer the biggest bang for your buck in terms of programs, staffing, all that kind of stuff going in. We're going to be at a little over 1,400 next year, and that's a significant drop over the last 4 years. Now, we were all assuming that at some point that SIV was going to stop. But looking at some of the numbers this year, particularly when we have kids in their local area, Buljan students transferring out to other high schools, I began to look and say, well, okay, are we officially an open enrollment district now? So I looked back on the board policies, and back in 2015, it was decided, okay, general criteria of considerations and the establishment of boundaries. Number 1, school size, balancing school enrollments to achieve optimum size from a standpoint of balanced educational program cost manageability and the reduction of overcrowding. Obviously, that's changed. Back in 2021, this was adopted. And the first 3 statements here, I'm just going to try to summarize this. The Board of Trustees desires to provide enrollment options that meet the diverse needs and interests of district students, parents, guardians, and balancing enrollment in order to maximize efficient use of district facilities. But then the next statement says, the parents and guardians of any student who resides in the district boundaries may enroll their child in any district school regardless of location of residence within the district. So it's kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth with this. We're saying, yes, we want to balance things out, we want equitable programs, but then parents can do whatever they want to do. So what happens? We're losing 6 teachers this year. We lost several last year. We lost several the year before that. We're about to lose a drama department because we don't have somebody to come in place for that. And so when we start cutting teachers, we're cutting programs. And I understand the geographic nearness when you're talking about people that live north of Blue Oaks wanting to go to either Wood Creek or to West Park. But when we're talking about kids in our own neighborhood, and then there's this passive acceptance of this misconception or this image problem we have in the district by allowing just whoever wants to take off to another school. So that translates to us as teachers on site that we're kind of less than. We're not seen as having the same opportunities to offer at our school that other schools do. And my problem is,
Mark, your time's up.
Can I just go one more second?
No,
No?
I got to let everyone, sorry. Mark.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Mike, followed by Pete. Push the button with the person on it. There you go.
Mike Shirk. I'm a coach at Wood Creek High School. I coach the freshman team there. I've been coaching in Roseville, the youth in Roseville, both softball and baseball for over 20 years. And this is about the matter, a decision that was made to take our baseball field and convert it into the softball field, so take the JV field and convert it into the varsity softball field. And by no means is this discussion that I'm having today, or bringing this up today, to stop that from happening, but I just want to have pause for a minute so that we've never even been talked to about this, and we're being told that we're getting ready to have to move to a new place next year to displace over 40 baseball players and their families who don't even drive over to another complex over at Mahaney Little League fields, which aren't even fit to play high school sports on. And just to know that we're in full support of this to be on campus, but to retrofit, to do this and to get it to boys varsity field standards is going to take more than just stripping off dirt off of a field. I mean, there's dugouts that have to be built, new backstops that have to be put in that have to be DSA approved. There's grass that has to be ripped out, new sprinklers that have to be put in, extra dirt that have to be put in. Clay conditioners, yards of bases, new bullpens, storage containers, scoreboards, and fences. If all these things aren't done, then the softball field is definitely not going to be equitable. It's not going to be equal to the boys' fields. So I feel like the baseball program, with its fundraisers, we've put in over $10,000 in the last 2 years, in the 4 years that I've been there, to get our fields into just such really great standards to help our youth that are out there to be safe and to have a sense of pride in the schools they're going to. And now they're being asked to go back to where they grew up, playing Little League. And it's just kind of a smack in the face for them. I felt really bad for them when they heard about this. All the baseball fields, the baseball field that we've, taken care of, we put in new mounds, we put in, new bullpens, new pegs, we've retrofitted the field, we brought in experts from other colleges to come in and help us with all of our special needs when it comes to linings and laserings. And just because we have connections, and we use those connections, to bring them in to help us to get our fields up to standard. And the fact that we're being told that it's going to be taken away without any discussion. So we would like to at least persuade the board and the district to at least have a sit down and have a discussion and pause this decision.
Thank you, Mike.
Moving forward.
Your time's up. Pete, followed by Debbie. Oh, no, leave it. Push it back on. There you go.
First and foremost, I want to thank you for your time. This, again, is about the same topic. And what I'd like to do is read a letter written by the president of Wood Creek Little League, to whom it may concern, RJUHSD. I wanted to reach out about the proposal for the high school to use Mahaney Field from what I understood, there is discussion with the school board to use this field. This has been the home of Wood Creek Little League for almost 30 years. We currently do all the infield maintenance to the grass infield and dirt areas. We also share this field with Men's Baseball League that uses the facilities on Sundays without providing resources to maintain it. Wood Creek Little League is a volunteer organization supporting the community and spend countless volunteer hours and money to maintain the fields as best we can. Currently, the city gives us field allocations Monday through Saturday, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. during our spring and fall baseball seasons. This field is utilized by Wood Creek Little League 6 days a week, and we are at capacity. We already struggle with having enough time to schedule games and practices for the teams we support. We usually have to limit usage as it is. Even with the amount of volunteer maintenance, the field is in no way close to being adequate for high school level baseball. While it is adequate for recreational baseball, there are serious improvements that need to be made currently. Additionally, the backstop is leaning, which has caused the city to close the field in the event of wind gusts exceeding 25 miles an hour, which has already closed the field several days this season alone. I have been told that the city has approval to replace the backstop and start work sometime in August, but I do not know the timeline for certain. The bottom line is this does not seem like a reasonable solution to share the facility with the high school. The cost to revamp this field to be used for high school would be a waste if also shared by recreational leagues and the general public who use the fields in the off-season. I will continue to follow the progress as well as share with our 600-plus Roseville families who utilize Mahaney Park as part of our league. Thank you. Matt Gilbert, President, Wood Creek Little League.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Debbie? No, just leave it. You're good.
Okay. Hi, my name is Debbie Nearson, and I am a parent of 2 baseball players, a varsity player, junior, and a freshman. And I just wanted to address you all as this decision's being made to ask that there is a little bit more transparency and creative problem solving. It feels like for 20 years, since Wood Creek's been open, the girls have been using the softball fields over at Mahaney. And that has worked, fair or not, but that has worked. My question is, was there ever a plan for the district to save money to build a softball field so that with the other high schools we would have softball fields? I just came from Bella Vista. 2 softball fields, 2 baseball fields. I know it costs millions of dollars. But my ask is, as this decision's being made, is that we think of the student athletes and keep them really at the center of this. It feels very much whoever is interest, it's all about that. Whether, there's lots of people, but I don't feel like everyone's coming together and that's being shared transparently with everyone. Also, just asking that the decisions are made with dollars and money. I know sometimes we had representatives here last time and they said, we don't know the details, but we're going to work with Little League. But as we hear from Little League, that's not really being an option. So my ask today is just, again, that we, as you make this decision, I know there's a lot of things that are coming into play, equity and all of that, that if decisions weren't made in the past that should have been made by the district or at the level, that's not taken out on these athletes now for these next couple of years that will maybe not have a field to play at, or I don't know how they'd have a field, how that was going to work out. So I know this isn't the formal discussion, but I just wanted to ask you to consider that of ways that we can be a little bit more thoughtful in bringing everyone together and think about how we can solve this problem. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. All right, we'll now move on to our consent agenda. We did have one board member that wanted to make a brief comment on one item before we take up the consent agenda. So was that you, Marla?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
That was me. I just wanted to make a comment on 4.5, the supplemental instructional materials. We received a few questions about why we would have a graphic novel, The Great Gatsby in the IB and the AP for the EL or special education students. And because I was at SILT, I was able to chat with Ms. Cranmer and Ms. McCann, who teach those classes. And what I was able to glean was all students are going to receive the actual book, The Great Gatsby. This graphic novel is used as a support for a teacher if they have a student that needs a little bit of extra help. There might just be a few copies in the classroom. So this gave the impression that, and for myself as well, it just, you look through it and it looks like this is new curriculum and this is how we're going to teach these kids. And so I was assured that this is really a teacher support, not a change in what certain kids would read in the classroom. So I just wanted to share that.
All right, thank you for the clarification.
And did I get that, Jen? Perfect. Okay.
Anybody want to pull anything from the consent agenda? Not seeing any. Do we have a motion on the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. This is a roll call vote. We're going to start with you, Korea, and work our way around.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. We'll move on to our action matters. Our first on is item 5.1. Roseville High School Facility Project Leaseback Bid Award. Joe.
Yes, this is a very exciting item as we're moving forward and getting to the next step on the large project at Roseville High School, where we'll be building a new classroom building, a swimming pool, tennis courts, additional parking, removing portables, and some other things. So it's a very exciting project, and now we're at the phase where we've been working with an architect for a while, and we want to bring a general contractor on board who can kind of go through the design. It's called pre-construction services, where they look through the design and give feedback, and then we're able to work with them to finalize the architectural design. We go to DSA to get approval, and so the process is we send out an RFP to interested parties. As you can see in the list, we had 6 contractors who submitted bids for this project, and the bid includes just their experience. It's beyond just the cost of the project, but they go over their experience in doing similar sized projects, their experience providing pre-construction services, and all that goes into a lease-back project. So of those 6, we were able to score those based on their experience as well as the cost. We narrowed it down to our top 3 and interviewed those three top firms, and you see the scoring. And so at this point, we would recommend awarding the contract to Flint Builders, who's considered the best value on this project, and awarding that contract. This, if approved, this would come back at a future board meeting as we finalize design and get final costs. But so those are still yet to be determined until the design is finalized.
All right, we'll start with questions. Does anyone have questions for Joe? I saw one hand, but did I see hands over here? No, okay, go ahead.
So Joe, tell us, and thank you for speaking with me on the phone about this. It was really helpful. Who was on the committee that chose the winning bid? I was just curious about that. So that's question number 1. I'll let you answer that.
Okay. Yeah, so we had a committee that included myself as well as Scott Davis, our facility director. We had an administrator from the site, as well as an architect from DLR Group, is the architect we're working with on the project.
Okay, thank you. And then the scorecard was really close, and so just a question, has Roseville Joint received any bid protests on this award?
So we haven't received any formal protest. Typically, and especially when the scoring is close, we do get questions from those who didn't get the award as far as what they could have done differently, where did they, fall short, and so we answer those, and Scott Davis will work with them and let them know and collaborate with them and know that there's going to be future projects. We continue to have projects in the district. So all 6 of the contractors who submitted were all good quality firms. So it was a tough decision to make, is determining who is the best, but that we would have been happy with a lot of them because they provided good work. So we didn't, but long way to answer the question, no, we have not received a formal protest.
Thanks so much.
Any other questions?
I have a question. Looking at the plans, all very exciting. Is there a resolution yet to the road that is going through the school?
Yeah, that is in process.
Okay.
And so we are working with the city of Roseville, and we are working on and so that is pretty close to being resolved. That there's one house that had a garage, and so we are actually going to be building them a new garage, it looks like, and Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, but that could serve, and that way we can close Campo Street. And part of the project, and I didn't mention earlier, is a lot of additional fencing, and that will be able to fully enclose Roseville High School, which is very exciting, something we haven't been able to do since its existence, and so we're excited for that.
So that won't be a gotcha later on that didn't work out as we
No,
move forward.
it's
Okay.
been something that from the very beginning we were working with the city on, and they're excited to be able to resolve that because it's been an issue for a while too.
Any other questions? I do not have any comment cards, so do we have a motion?
I will make a motion to approve.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. That passes unanimously. We are now moving on to item number 6, which is core textbook first readings, and it looks like we have Spanish, right? Jen, do you have it?
Yes. Well, quickly, you were both there yesterday, we have a lot of excitement around these textbooks. So our native Spanish teachers, one of them said it's taken her 8 years to find a textbook that she loves, and this is like the holy grail. So they were very, very excited. They explored 3 textbooks, they piloted 2, and they just chose this latest one. Can't remember the title, but it's there in front of you. Yes, that one. So they're very excited. So they're recommending that we choose that one. They got me excited. I wanted to be in their class yesterday. And then Spanish 1 through 4, they explored 5, they piloted 2, and they just chose 2 weeks ago Senderos, to choose Senderos. And they did something I've never seen before at SILT. They brought little videos of students talking about why they love the text, and they ended each video with, please buy the books for us children. So of course we have to do this. So that's the background there, and so we recommend that you approve these, or we're just letting you know they would go out for first reading, and that we hope you approve them after the 30 days.
Great. Does anyone have any questions on this item? Nope. Thank you. Look at that, we're almost to the end here. 6.2, any staff comments? Anyone dying to say something to delay the meeting longer? I mean, have anything that they'd like to inform us about?
I wanted to say one other thing I
Oh.
missed I don't know when I get a chance to, though.
You can have a chance right now. You want to
Okay.
update your board report? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
You can say whatever you
I
want.
thought in the committee reports I could say something about SILT, but I didn't realize it wasn't a committee.
Oh, it's a liaison,
Report.
so that's
Okay.
a board update. So
Well.
we're going to go back to board updates and let you say whatever you want to say.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say that, as Marla had said, that we had our last SILT meeting last night, yesterday afternoon, and I really wanted to thank the Ed Services team for that. I have really been impressed with the amount of work that has gone into involving as many people as possible in developing the course outlines and choosing curriculum. It's made me really feel confident in the classes that we're offering, in the curriculum that we're offering to our students, and in the transparency and involvement of the community, and I've appreciated it. And to see the principals there every time, I am so amazed. I honestly don't know how you get to all the different places that you go to, but to have you there, to have staff with you, to have parents from your schools there, I've just really appreciated it. So I know it's been a lot of work, but as a member of the community, I just wanted to say thank you. It means a lot. And I want to take the Spanish class as well. I want to be a native Spanish speaker, because that's the book that looked amazing, and the teachers were so excited. But I just really appreciate this process. So thank you so much.
All right. Our next item is the Horizon Report. Just as a reminder, this is a look forward to our next several board meetings. We have stuff penciled out all the way to the end of the year. Preview, you guys are lucky. I'm not here at the next meeting, so you don't have to listen to me next meeting. Anything else other than a motion to adjourn? Okay. How about a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Anyone have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, less than an hour. Thank you, everybody.
Bad.